So let's talk about GFR theory, or greens, fairways, and rough theory. This is a term I completely coined on my own. So most people, even on Discord, probably won't even know what GFR means. Just something I created. So GFRs are going to be a group of layers inside of Photoshop. And essentially what they are color palettes for the largest areas of our courses. And let's face it, the largest areas of our courses are like the deep rough, the fairways, and the greens. That's going to be typically 99% of our courses. Or the areas of our courses. It's going to really be your starting point for your satellite overlay, and it's going to really dictate what the overall color hues of your satellite overlay are going to be. So if you have a course that has a lot of browns or greens or blues, depending on the type of grass and the look you're going for, this is where you're going to really create that warmth, where that color styling. Okay. Typically, I create 3 GFRs, right? And hence why I call them GFRs. One layer is your rough and deep rough. You could create a separate deep rough layer from a separate rough layer. That's completely fine. But for the most part, the courses that I do here in Pennsylvania, the rough and deep rough have roughly the same coloring. So I do those the same. But there's no reason why you couldn't create 4 layers and have a separate rough and deep rough. No problem. Create one for fairways and then another one for greens. On this course, Rock Creek, I'm actually going to be creating a 4th one called Rock, and I'm going to explain that to you right now. So let me bring up my course. So this is Rock Creek, and depending on the last time you've seen this, there's a lot of big changes here. I put a lot of cliffs in here and added a lot of stuff. And one of the things to make these cliffs look better, you see here, this is a big boulder that I'm highlighting, but this is a mesh. This is what I call, I have it as dual text rock. This is a dual text rock. And I made this to kind of fill in the gaps around these rocks to make this look more uniform, because without these, they don't look that great. Okay. But nonetheless, I'm going to create that as another GFR layer, because what I want to do, see this, let me just back up here and show you. So with all the dual text stuff, this is really saturated colors. The lines are really hard. And then you can see where the rough meets this rock. It's extremely hard. I want to blend this in a little bit better. I want everything to blend and look a lot more natural. So I'm going to create a GFR, or a palette, for my deep rough area. So it'll be, these areas. Then I have my fairway, my green. I'm going to create another one for here. And let me show you, if we go back into Photoshop and we go to the overlay that we just created earlier. So we create our Photoshop file and we put our overlay in here. What essentially we're going to end up doing is, and you can use any satellite overlay. It doesn't have to be the one for your course. If you see a satellite overlay for another course and you like its colors, you can use this. You can bring it into Photoshop and you can use it to sample and get your colors. So this is the actual Rock Creek golf course, and you can see, well, maybe you can't. This course has a lot of browns. Things get really burnt out here. So if I wanted, I could sample these colors here, like the browns in here, the greens, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And then you can see the greens here have a very, very distinct color as well. There's a lot of, I would say these are very blue. There's the Kentucky bluegrass. There's a lot of bluish greens in here. So what you want to do is look at your overlay and figure out kind of what colors you want to sample, and you can play with this. I'm going to show you how to do that in subsequent videos. But the key thing here is, even though this is the overlay for my course, Rock Creek, you could use any overlay that you want to sample and get your colors. So if you see someone else's overlay or some other that has just beautiful colors that you want to use, feel free to grab that and import those in as well.